101.2 Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. We are fortunate to have so many festive offerings going on in town. No shortage of musical gifts being presented, ranging in size and sound. One of the most established ensembles presenting a holiday show is the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir, who are on the cusp of turning 102 in the new year. They present Christmas with the Phil, Let the Trumpets Sound, their first concert of the 2023-24 season on Sunday. And to hear more about it, I'm joined by Maestro Yuri Claus, past WPC Board President Glynis Corkle, and Manager Vijay Chalasani. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yuri, Glynis, wonderful to have you back. Vijay, great to welcome you to Classic 107 for the very first time.
Thank you, Simon.
You're relatively new to the city. The audience may have seen you up on stage with the MCO performing as part of the viola section. You're on staff at the Manitoba Conservatory of Music and the Arts. Can you tell us a little bit about what it's been like getting to know the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir through this role as manager?
It's been great. One of the brilliant things about Winnipeg that I found out super quickly upon arriving here is just the wonderful depth of the choral music scene here, which is something that I didn't get to experience growing up in California in quite the same way. But my wife, Ruth, is a Winnipegger, a longtime Winnipegger before she went away. And then when we came back here, and she always talked about what an amazing choral music scene Winnipeg had, which was so cool. And the Phil is just one of the shining lights of that scene. And so it's really great to get to know the scene at large, but also to see how the Phil has really helped shape and develop that choral music scene here.
So you're a very accomplished string player. I'm wondering, do you do any singing? Has Yuri recruited you into the ranks yet?
Well, Yuri frequently asks for more tenors, and I can't help him there, but I am a amateur baritone singer. And I actually did not really sing much before we moved here, but a year and a half ago, after we moved to Winnipeg, my wife was starting to be the assistant conductor of a community choir, the Joie de Vivre choir that Stuart Sladden directs. And of course, as she started to sing there, then she recruited me to sing there, and so I got to start singing in choirs, and it's been really fun, I have to say. If you're not a amateur choral singer yet, it doesn't matter how much music you have in your background. If you're listening here, you have enough. Go do it. It's super fun. Yeah,
we are a singing province indeed, and glad that you're embracing that. Now, Glynis, I want to turn the mic over to you because you're no stranger to Christmas with the Phil. How many concerts have you been a part of?
Oh my gosh. I think this must be my 34th because I started, I was a babe in arms.
Yeah.
They took me under 18, which they're not supposed to do. No, I've been singing with the Phil since 1989. I had been studying music for years and then went away for my master's degree in business and came back and joined the Phil that year, and I've been with it ever since.
Now, obviously, there's something that keeps you coming back, and there's something very special about Christmas with the Phil, isn't there?
There really is. It's for me, it's really not the start of Christmas, even though all the trappings are around us. But this is the kickoff to the holidays, the celebrations. Once this concert has been sung, I'm ready to just hit the ground running with the rest of the celebrations. My friends and family all come to this. This is how they start their season. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful, joyous celebration.
It is indeed. Yuri, you were recruited by the Phil back in 2000. I'm curious, can you tell us about this year's group of singers? How many are you?
Well, we're around 50, I assume.
About that, yeah.
About that, yes. And this is my 24th Christmas concert with the Phil.
Yay.
Very, very exciting indeed. And like you say, I mean, this group of 50 singers, it is such a grand chorus is the Winnipeg Phil. And I mean, they really do make merry in such a unique way. I'm curious, just based on the title, this is Christmas with the Phil, with the subtitle, Let the Trumpets Sound. And I think it's safe to assume that you might have some special guests on the program this year. Is that right?
Yes, we do. You're right. So we have actually two special guests for this concert with the Phil. Winnipeg Brass Quintet and the Children's Choir, Grand Park and Riverview Trebles.
Now, I'm curious, I want to get to the younger choristers who are going to be joining you, but when it comes to the Brass Quintet, how will they be involved in the program? Are they going to be performing alongside the Winnipeg Phil, and what is the audience going to hear?
Oh, the audience will hear them as a solo, And obviously they will be playing with the choir. We have a few numbers for brass and choir, and brass organ and choir. We're also joined by Wes Elias, the very known organist in the city. So,
Which festive numbers are you going to be performing?
all of them.
Yeah, settle in, bring a lunch. No, it's not quite that long. But it really is one of those that is going to present a whole swath of
Yes, we're actually
festive favorites.
opening the concert with a whole swap, as you said.
Yeah.
There will be a choir, there will be a brass quintet, there will be organ, and Donna Lauber, our accompanist, on the piano. And we're performing a movement from the rather larger choral work by Dan Forrest, the American composer Dan Forrest, which called Lux. And this movement is Gloria in Excelsis Deo.
Yeah, a very grand start to the
Yeah,
program.
yeah.
And then from there, like you say, kind of moving through different ensembles, the Winnipeg Brass Quintet getting their opportunity to shine as soloists. And I mean, there's just something, it is just so quintessentially Christmas sounding when you get brass and choir together.
and choir.
It has that sort of mystery and majesty and grandeur of the season, right?
Yes, exactly.
And then on top of that, like you say, Wes Elias joining the group at the organ, plus a couple of youth choirs, Grant Park and the Riverview Trebles. What does it mean to welcome them into the fold and to have them performing with the Winnipeg Phil?
Well, it's wonderful to have children's choir at the Christmas concert, and it's quite a long-standing tradition of the Phil to invite the children's choir. I don't actually remember any concerts
We've been doing it for a long time.
me
Yeah.
conducting without the children's choir.
Mm-hmm.
Tell
It's
me
a-
if I'm wrong, but I think
Yeah.
we always have a children's choir.
It's a decision that we consciously made a long, long time ago, that it was a really good opportunity for younger choristers to see that singing isn't just at school and that they can do it outside of school and as they grow up. And so letting them know that the Phil is an opportunity for them as they get older was one of the things that we wanted to do. That's why we made the decision, as Yuri said, even before his time.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that not only they will be singing at the concert, they will be actually singing one selection with us, with the Philharmonic Choir. That would be the arrangement of Gutkin Wenceslas by Canadian composer Paul Halley. So it will be a joint piece.
Yeah, all sorts of things to celebrate through this Christmas with the Phil concert. Glennis, let me ask you, as someone who's singing under the directorship of Maestro Yuri Claus here, is there anything you're really looking forward to performing?
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that last night as we were rehearsing because concert Sunday, so we ran through the program. And there's actually something about every single piece that appeals to me. I know it sounds trite, but the Dan Forrest piece that Yuri mentioned is just a lot of fun. But we've also got some really old chestnut pieces that were arranged by local composer Neil Wiesenthal that I happen to go through school with. So it's kind of fun to pull his music out and sing those again. And for a real, what's often very classical and serious group to get up and swing a little bit. Singing with the kids is always fun. So what am I looking forward to? The whole program. They've done a wonderful job, our program committee, with Yuri's fine direction of putting together a marvelous program that I think everybody's going to enjoy.
Very special indeed. VJ, adult tickets are $40 with senior and under 30 special ticket prices also available, but there are also season tickets that'll help folks save a few bucks, right?
That's right. Yep. Our season subscriptions, $100 for adults, $80 for seniors, or only $45 for the under 30 price, which is wild to me.
It's a screaming deal.
As someone who consumes a lot of concerts, when I look at that price for 3 concerts at $45, it's great. So we really hope folks can take advantage of that starting with this weekend.
And also, we're heading into the holiday season. Maybe a good little stocking stuffer. You can slip in a season pass or two into somebody's stocking. I mean, it just makes the perfect gift, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I'll be emailing those tickets so you can slip them into your digital stockings just in time for the holidays.
Well, how fantastic. Now, VJ, let me ask you this. Obviously, you're in tune with what's going on at the Winnipeg Phil. You've been hearing the rehearsals and the lead up to the concert. What about you? Is there anything that you're just so excited to hear the group or groups perform?
Absolutely. Seeing a concert like this, a program where you know that so many people have done so much work to put together all the little pieces, getting to see the whole thing to come together is one of my favorite parts about being a musician. It's one of the things that really brings you joy because the process can feel arduous at times when you are going through the slog of the weekly rehearsals, when you go through the individual practice sessions that it takes to do this. But the moment that makes it all worth it is that those smiles and the applause from the audience when you're on stage and doing it. So among other things, I'm excited just to see everything come together with our guest artists, with our Phil choir. And then individually, there's two things that I've heard in rehearsal that I'm excited to hear in concert. One is one of the opening pieces is a choral piece by the late Renaissance, early Baroque composer Giovanni Gabrieli. And I love this antiphonal kind of music, and especially when you do it at a space like the Crescent Arts Center, where it was really designed for music like this, performed in churches originally 400, 500 years ago. I'm really excited to hear what it's like in that space. And then, of course, being a new Canadian as I am, I'm just excited to hear the arrangements and the pieces by Canadian composers and arrangers.
Yep.
I think that's really special that we, as an organization, get to feature Canadians so strongly.
Very special indeed. And you mentioned, being there and seeing the final result. There are actually two opportunities to check out this show. 3 p.m. on Sunday, December 17th, and then a 7 p.m. performance. Details at classic107.com under the events tab or thephil.ca. And almost forgot to mention, there's going to be a little audience sing-along component as well. So we're going to end this interview with a sort of practice track, if you will. Thank you all for being here this morning.
Thanks, Simon.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you.